Good morning, Church at Liberty Park. Today we're on John chapter 20, verse 21, and Matthew 28, 16 through 20, on this idea of how Jesus came to send us. And so God is a sending God. We know that God the Father sent God the Son into the world to redeem and save the world. And he did that through his perfect life of obedience to the will of the Father, and through his sacrificial death on the cross and resurrection from the grave. And then Jesus also sends us out into the world. And so all of us as followers of Jesus are sent. And so really the only question is how and where. So we're all called to live with this mindset, this mentality of sentness. So, just thinking about how does God want to work in me and through me today, and living sent by helping others to know, love, obey, and exalt Jesus with their lives. And so, just think about how can you live each day with gospel intentionality. I think this is true for me and all of us, that it's easy to go through our days just kind of thinking about what we need to do, what's on our schedule, and just kind of getting through the days, and we kind of lose sight of thinking about, God, how do you want to work in me and through me today? And so, how can we integrate our faith into every area, every aspect of our lives? So think about, just different areas. Think about work, family, in your neighborhood, sports, going to the grocery store, going to a coffee shop, vacations that you go on, going to a doctor's appointment, or going to the dentist, or getting your hair cut. Just all these things that we do. How can we have gospel intentionality in these things? And so, just one practical example. When I was in college, my twin sister and I, we were eating dinner in the cafeteria, and we noticed there was a guy that came through. He passed us, and it was an international student and looked like he was new and didn't really know anyone. And so my sister got up and went to talk to him and asked him if he wanted to eat dinner with us. And long story short, through that time, we got to meet him and got to know him and build a relationship with him. And then fast forward a couple years down the road, he actually ended up coming to know the Lord. And so all that started with just my sister just living with gospel intentionality and just reaching out to him, and him eating dinner with us. And so I love a quote by J.D. Greer. It says, "Whatever God made you good at, do it well for the glory of God, and do it somewhere strategic for the mission of God." Now, as we close out, let's look at the other text of Matthew 28, 16 through 20. Let's look at verse 18. It says, "And Jesus came and said to them, 'All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me.'" So as we seek to live out this idea of sentness, live out the Great Commission, we have a promise that Jesus has all authority in heaven and on earth. And so that gives us great hope, because this is just a really hard and really big task that we have in front of us. So Jesus has all authority in heaven and on earth as we seek to be about his mission. Then it says, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations." So we're not just trying to make disciples here in Birmingham and throughout the U.S., but also in all the nations of the world. And maybe God is calling some of you to go to the nations to make Jesus known there. And then it also says, teaching them to obey everything that I've commanded you. So we're not just seeking to introduce people to Jesus, but also help them to become full and whole disciples of Jesus. And then Jesus says that he is with us always to the end of the age. And so that as we go about his mission, we also have the assurance that he is with us every step of the way, and that he empowers us by the Holy Spirit to help us to faithfully live out his mission. So I hope you enjoy this devotional today.